227% return in 1 week after Trump's election might sound great, but how many people genuinely would have had 3 times leverage on Coinbase, let alone that kind of volatility? Yeah, that would be frightening. Doesn't matter how much of an expert you are. In fact, the more of an expert you are, the less likely you're ever going to do these 3 times leverage on MicroStrategy, Coinbase. Yeah, they went up that much. Guess what? You could have lost 90% of your money equally. I mean, that is betting and that is gambling. And that's why that is so dangerous. And you might say, well, I'd rather do it on Tesla. That's a pretty bold bet. And it is a bet and a gamble because it wasn't clear who was going to win. Whilst I said I think Trump will win, certainly wasn't with enough conviction to have a 3 times Tesla bet. And if I did say it with enough conviction, nobody else would have followed me into that because I would have told them you'd be insane to do it. It's just to give you some perspective that whilst there are gamblers in investing, part of your job is to stay clear of the seduction, uh, not just of the orange man himself there, but the seduction of thinking, yes, let me throw some money at this. You're better off going to Vegas than doing that bit. The ones which are interesting for me appear sort of a bit more at the bottom here. The exchange traded funds in blockchain, they're not leveraged. He's going to deregulate crypto. So we've been looking at these for further gains to see, can we get the smooth gains with limited downside volatility, limited downside drops which are quick to recover. So the recovery has to be quick and the duration has to be short and the drops have to be small. That's ideal scenario. And we find that by looking at the statistical movements of the prices, look at the prices themselves. But there are other ways. And that's when we have, say, a higher conviction. And I'd rather have the high conviction after we know, speaking of conviction, after we know who's been elected, than trying to gamble beforehand. Doing it beforehand is a gamble. Afterwards, where he's made clear what he's going to do, yeah, we missed a bit of that gain, but that could have equally been a loss. It was a 50-50 coin toss beforehand. Afterwards, we know it's 100% probability he's going to liberalize the crypto markets, not least because they've made it so bloody clear. Oh, do you think that's peaked? Well, if you think that's peaked, you'd stay clear. If you don't, then you've got a pretty good reason to be in through an exchange traded fund, which I think for the first time in a long time, it would be legitimate to have such a exchange traded fund on blockchain and crypto coins in a pension. Normally, I wouldn't have said that, but through an exchange traded fund, not through investment trusts or active fund managers who will just, well, they'll just have you paying for their children's private school fees. If you want to learn more from a hedge fund manager on how to invest better, then have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links. Have a look at the links in the bio. And as I always say, well, my son always says, like and follow for more as well. Thank you.